Peace and blessings. This is Nubia I, the Raw Food Goddess, the Womb Priestess, and a Holistic Practitioner. And this is video number 2. And I'll be talking about the Raw Food Challenge. And even if everybody that's watching is not going to go on it, you're going to learn so much from this challenge, just me doing these daily video logs. Now, I'm not really considering these the daily video logs I'm going to do once we start the fast, because those are going to be more affirmative affirmations, visualizations, meditations, and demos. But I'm going to be doing a lot of demos, as I stated before in my first preparing for the Raw Food Challenge number 1 video. And so I wanted to kind of come back, excuse me, and talk about more about the challenge and just more about why I'm doing this. So somebody left me a question, and I love the question. The question was, what is the single most important thing I've learned on my journey thus far? So let me first talk about my journey just a little bit. One of the first things that I want to say is I've been a vegetarian. I think I counted for 18 years, maybe a little longer. I started in 1992 or 3 when I first came to Berkeley, California, y'all. And I'm coming straight from Brooklyn. I grew up on, I want people to know, I grew up on a traditional, standard American black diet, okay? Because we sure did have macaroni and cheese and pork chops and ribs and fried fish and still clearing that throat chakra, sending me love. I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking my truth. What am I not saying? I'll tell you a lot about that, about the throat chakra. It has a lot to do with what you're not saying, So, who are you not saying it to? But anyway, back to the gist of the video. So, just wanting you to know, bacon and egg sandwiches on white Wonder bread. Remember the fried bologna? Oh my God, that was so good. The fried bologna on the white Wonder bread. Oh Lord. I was there, biscuits and, like I said, bacon and eggs and ham. I was going to say Morning Star, but no, it was called, what was those sausages called? You know the kind, y'all, that's in the plastic and you make them into patties. Moore Park sausages, Mom. Please, remember that? Yeah, love those. So, eggs, cheese eggs. Oh my God, cheddar cheese eggs. That was just the bomb. Pancakes, Aunt Jemima. That's what it was about. Just processed, heavy foods. Thanksgiving was ham with the pineapple, the maraschino cherry, and the turkey. And I know some people still eat like that, but for me, it seems like it was centuries ago. And yeah, it was. It was centuries ago. Feel like it. But I want to tell you that I ate these foods. I enjoyed it like everybody else. I wanted more. Potato salad. My mama's potato salad. I know everybody think their mama's potato salad is the best, but mine truly was the best. Mine. And but I let go of all that. And when I came to Berkeley, I came in 1991, and by 92, I became a vegetarian. And I started with the book that changed many women's and men's lives was Queen of Foods, Heal Thyself. I read that book in one day. The next day, me and my best friend, who also moved from Brooklyn to Cali with me, we were like, we done. Okay, we vegetarians. The last thing we gave up the pork. That was a lot easier. Then we gave up the beef, and we gave up that chicken. First, we was like, we're gonna bake the chicken, and we baked the chicken. And after that, we took the skin off to try to make it more healthy. And once the skin was off, it was like, we can't eat chicken anymore because this is not even that great tasting once you take off everything. So we shook hands and we said, no more meat. And we never turned back. When I first started out as a vegetarian, I was just as bad as everybody else that usually first starts out in vegetarians. So I didn't have much vegetables, and not fresh ones. I was all about the convenience food. I was buying foods that was in the local kind of health markets, and they were just amazing. It was like the Morning Star products, those sausages, the links. I was doing waffles and everything in the box, as long as they said organic. I still feel like that's still very processed foods, even though it's so much better than eating. In a sense, it depends. It may not be with all the kind of, they preserve those kind of foods too. The seitan, the gluten, the kinds of foods, but I was eating it. I'm not gonna lie, and I did eat brown rice and vegetables, but I didn't do it much. I was still kind of eating convenience, vegan, vegetarian foods. And I didn't give up cheese yet, so I was still eating pizza and kind of cheese-filled foods. And I would have an avocado, cheese, mustard, like sandwich, and I was eating a lot of breads, and so not quite the best vegetarian, but definitely still feeling better than I ever felt. And when I decided to and I was still eating fish every once in a while, but you know what? I'm not going to say that because that's not really true. So when I decided to become a full-out vegan and the dairy was gone, first of all, my energy level was high. I felt great, and I never wanted meat, and I never missed it. When I became a vegan, that's when like, oh, no dairy. Okay, now I don't have colds anymore. Now my sinuses are cleared up. Now I don't have as much mucus. The whole bit. I was just feeling better, skin cleared up. Just great challenge. Loved it. Of course, thought that had extensions at that point. I think I had a perm. I didn't have a perm much in my life. I realized I couldn't afford it. Cut off my hair, so I got more conscious about my hair again, even though I cut off my hair when I was 18 in Brooklyn, but they wasn't ready for that, y'all. And so cut off my hair again and just really embracing my natural hair food. Very disciplined, didn't fall off. I became a vegetarian. Uh, got so-called married in my little traditional Rasta woman way when I was definitely practicing, and even a better vegetarian than I was, he was, because it's a very Rasta Ital diet, which I love it. No salt, there was no junk food. He was a Californian, so he introduced it to more vegetables, and it was good. The food was absolutely great, so we ate that way. And so I became a better vegetarian, and eventually I became a raw foodist, which 2.5 years ago. So I don't want people to think I just was like, I woke up, I was a raw foodist. There was a transition into raw foods. Although now I think we could do it. I think we can go from being a vegan to being a raw foodist, or just waking up and saying no more. But the gradualness to me, is that a word? The gradual process for me was so much, it was great, and I don't regret any of it, and I love it. I must say, I think that the raw food lifestyle, eating habits, is the best way that one can eat. People can dispute this if they want, but for me and everybody that I see, most raw foodists look years, at least a decade younger than they really are. So that's number one. They usually have very glowing skin. They usually have healthy hair, and they're all over is glowing, have a lot of energy, never get sick, great disposition. I mean, there are, of course, exceptions to everybody. You might meet one be like, I met a nasty old raw foodist, wasn't even nice, but this is my overall what I find. The energy level, that's why you want to go on it for nothing else. If you are overweight, you are going to lose weight. And so some people that's underweight, you might gain weight. So it's about an alkaline body, and they say that disease cannot live in an alkaline body. So it's about your pH being 7.3 or higher, and your pH stands for potential hydrogen. How much do you have that in your body? Because if you have this potential hydrogen of 7.3 or more, then disease cannot live in that kind of body, and so you don't get sick. And so and the thing about live foods or raw foods is just that. You're not cooking it, because there is a belief and a science that when you cook food over 112, 113, some people say 118 degrees, you cook out the vital enzymes. So people say, well, but the vitamin and minerals are in the water, and you can drink the water of the vitamin, but the enzymes are cooked out. And this is what makes you active. It helps to break down the food in your body, works with the enzymes in your body. And just think that you're taking food in its natural state, so you're not altering the vitamins, minerals, that when people would say how many vitamins and minerals something have, is usually in its natural state, we hope. So anytime you alter something, you're changing the molecular structure of that thing, particularly something that's alive, right? So this is so beautiful, this is so wonderful about the live food, is that you're getting everything you should get from the kale, the collards, the seaweed, the apple, when you're not cooking it. I mean, we kind of know that fruits and vegetables are good for you, but in its natural state, of course, they're tremendous. So you're alive and you're eating live food, so you feel more energetic. And really, the one thing that I learned, or the most important thing, is that if you, first of all, you're eating lighter because you're not, I don't eat junk food for the last 2.5 years. I mean, I may have fallen off and ate some cooked food a couple of times, but I don't eat junk food. I haven't had potato chips, even natural potato chips, or cookies, or even when I eat a candy bar, I eat a raw candy bar. It's called Raw Revolution, and I love it. They sell it at Whole Foods, and they're great snacks. So I mean, this is amazing because as a vegetarian, I was a snacker. I liked kettle chips. Oh my God. And all the different kind of flavors and varieties. And I liked, hold on, y'all. I'm just checking the time. Okay. I liked all the packaged kinds of foods. I like those as well as anybody else. So to not have cookies, even if they're natural, potato chips, or kind of candies or snacks, or anything in the box. I don't eat processed food. So even during Thanksgiving when I fell, my daughter made some cornbread, which was this organic brand, but it was already in the box. I didn't eat that. I didn't eat the pumpkin pie that was already prepared from Trader Joe's. I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing the cooked food thing because, again, I'm still recovering from it. But I'm doing well and I'm much better and I'm feeling really happy about that. So I want to tell you a little bit about me and tell you I love raw foods more than anything. When I don't eat my raw foods, let me tell you another thing I learned. When I go back to the cooked food, no matter how great the food was or how organic it was, I feel sluggish, tired, bags start to form under my eyes more. My skin does not glow. It does not look as shiny. My energy level's down. I'm more irritated. I get depressed more, or I feel, I don't like that. And it shows, I feel like the aging process starts. And the idea is that when you're eating raw foods and they've got these enzymes and it's working with your body, the body just comes, you just put that food in your body just breaks it down quickly. You have a bowel movement sometimes within 10 or 15 minutes of eating, okay? And when you eat cooked food, it's like, oh, okay, well, I don't even know if it's food anymore. Let's talk about that. So the body's only recognizing food, and everything else I'm trying to process it, but it's a slower process, which means anything where your body and your liver and your kidneys have to work harder, it's going to cause an aging process. So what we want is to stay young and beautiful and slender, or thick and but fit, or whatever our theme is. We have to make sure of what we put in our bodies. I'm gonna do another video after this because I don't want to run out of time, because I want to talk about what we put in our bodies. Anybody that knows me knows I am so not feeling chemicals, and I don't advise you to be feeling chemicals, but I want to show you in your life during this fast what chemicals are. It's not just, I talk about the stuff we put in our hair, toxic, we're eating it because it's going inside of us. And I'm talking about the cleaning products, the stuff you wash the dishes in, the bleach, toxic, you're eating it. It's chlorine. You shouldn't eat chlorine. I don't care what anybody says. Bleach and whatnot. And also, but I really want to talk about perfume. That's going to be my next video in a few minutes. I really, really, really want to talk about fragrances and perfume and how it affects our sense of smell, and it debilitates our taste buds. And that when you put perfume on, you're tasting it, you're eating it, and it's disrupting the natural healing functions of your body and the processes of your body. And I want to really talk about what is food. That's going to be my next video. Anyway, this is video number 2 in the installment of the Raw Food Challenge, preparing for the Raw Food Challenge. Video number 2, that's what this one is, and the next one is coming right now. Peace and blessings. This is Nubia I, the Raw Food Goddess, the Womb Priestess, and the Holistic Practitioner, and I'm wishing you peace, love, and Hotep.